everyone. Our next guest is the owner and executive chef of Wolf Restaurant right here in Los Angeles. And today he is back to prepare a delicious roasted chicken with porcini, mushroom, cream sauce. Yummy. Welcome back to our home, Chef Marcel Vigneron.
Happy to be back. Thank you for having me. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Earlier
Yes.
joining Cam at the counter. This is right up
we are.
Cam's alley. He loves this kind of thing.
I do.
So we basically start with a brined bird. Our beautiful bird is here, and what you say is like you should treat a chicken the same way you treat a turkey.
Yep. And I mean, for me, the roasted chicken. When I think about home and family, I think about the roasted chicken. It's one of my first like family recipes. I can remember being on my uncle's farm, going into the coop with my grandma, grabbing the birds, you know, learning how to roast them and everything. And this was one of the things. Brining the bird is kind of just like one of my favorite things to do, just because it keeps it so dry, it keeps it so moist, prevents it from getting dry and juicy, and just when you use a brine as opposed to just seasoning with salt, it seasons the breast like all and the thigh, everything throughout the meat. Because oftentimes when you salt with just seasoning, it just penetrates the outside, whereas when you're brining, it goes through the water carries the salt through the whole entire process.
So you brine for up to 48 hours.
We brine for up to 48 hours, depending on the size of your bird. Yeah, and then the other thing that I really recommend doing, you know, with a roasted chicken is, you know, trussing the chicken. Yeah.
Okay, so you say trust me, you should trust.
Yeah, you got to trust
Why
me.
is it
You
important
got to trust me on this one. So it's important to trust because, you know, right now the bird it's just all over the place. I mean, we got legs over here, we got arms over here.
It's dancing.
A little bit too much of a party, right? We want to be nice and concentrated. So we're gonna go ahead and take some time. We're gonna just put it right inside our cavity there.
All right.
Then we're gonna take the wingtips and we're gonna put the wingtips right underneath, and we just tuck them underneath. You know, so you know, it's like
his
kind of
hands are
getting
behind his
dressed in the
head.
morning. You know, you're just putting yourself together. You know, he's already taken a shower. And then we're going to go ahead and we go up and underneath the legs, then up and over.
So
Right?
trussing is not intimidating.
It's
really
essentially
just
like a little figure eight that we do there. And I pull it nice and tight. And then I come back around to the front.
I thought this whole time you were saying trusting the chicken.
Yeah, we're
You have to trust
Yeah,
the
I
chicken.
get it.
We're very punny over there.
Do not eat the chicken if you don't trust him.
But what is the reason why this is so important? I do trust you.
Yeah,
But
so
tell me.
essentially what's happening right now is we're kind of like creating like a nice little even playing field, like a little bit of almost like a little football. Before, you know, the wings and everything and the thighs, they were all over the place and it wasn't one sort of like solid mass. Now that we've got one sort of solid mass, it's essentially going to cook a lot more evenly.
Right.
Before like the you know, the breasts are over here, the thighs are over there, it was going to take the breasts are going to take a different amount of time than the thighs, you know what I mean? And
then you don't
now it's just like nice and compact, everything's together. You know, we got a tight little bird.
Put them on a roasting
We're
tray.
Put them on a roasting tray.
For just a tiny little bit of butter.
A little bit of butter.
Just a little.
Just a little bit of butter on top. That kind of like helps. Also, it's like when you think about when you're, you know, sunbathing or something, you want to put a little bit of oil on your skin so you don't burn.
Or so you can get that beautiful brown color that you're
beautiful
looking
golden
for.
brown,
It's exactly what we're looking for in the chicken.
And there's a little bit of, that's just going to kind of help the chicken fat that's already in the skin render out and get that golden brown crispy.
Okay, you go over there, you wash your hands.
You
I'll
want to
pop
throw that
this
in the oven for me?
So how long does he need to go in?
So the most important thing that we're looking for is an internal temperature of 165 and golden brown skin, right? Not all ovens are created equally. Not all temperatures are calibrated. You know what I mean? So what you want to do is look for that golden brown skin. Once you've achieved the golden brown skin, you can go ahead and turn down your temperature. You can put a little blanket over the top, a little tinfoil blanket to kind of like prevent any additional over browning, let's say. And
there it is.
and then you just want to use your thermometer.
And we could having it raised up like that, like if you just put it directly on a pan, would it affect it in a negative way?
So what you can do, I like to have it raised up so you actually have circulating heat that's going underneath and on top. What you can also do is you can put it on a little bed of vegetables sometimes. You can cut up some like carrots, onions, and celery, throw that underneath. You know, which will kind of like allow for the juices to drip into that. What I like to do, one of the best things about a roasted chicken is like almost like a 2-for-1 deal. You get the roasted chicken, but then afterwards I'll make a stock out of the bones, let it go overnight. Next day you got chicken soup, great for a rainy day or something like that.
Beautiful.
So
and then you
really,
baste
really
the
nice.
chicken once you take it out.
Yep.
You don't baste during.
Not during. I just let it do its own thing. You know, it's already got the chicken fat in there. All the tools and techniques have already been provided for us. So I just let it do its thing.
And
then
while it sits
afterwards-
and rests, let's go over here and let's make our delicious mushroom sauce before we
I know, it smells
before
so
we
good.
mess
So
it up.
what I've done over here, you know, while the bird is resting, we went ahead and added shallots. And we have our porcinis in here. We got shallots and porcini mushrooms. You don't have to use porcinis. You can use chanterelles. You can use morels. Whatever sparks your fancy. This particular time of season, I'm really into the ceps. I'm really into the porcinis.
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead. We got the shallots. We got the porcinis going. A little bit of sherry wine. We're gonna do a deglaze, and I don't forget.
Just by the way you said it, we knew it was going to be like important and special. I mean, is it just me?
This sauce
I
you
mean,
could put on
you got a little-
anything.
Oh, does it get the aroma?
Isn't that so good?
The whole factory, right?
Yep.
So we're gonna go ahead and deglaze. That gets reduced till it's almost dry.
Okay.
Right? And then we're gonna go ahead and add our cream. We'll do a little cream on there. And this is nice. It'll just infuse in with those porcini mushrooms and kind of like cook them until they're nice and soft.
You know, as fancy as that the sauce seems, it's very easy.
Super simple. Super simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm sorry, I might have missed it. What was in there before?
Shallots, mushrooms, and a little bit of butter.
Butter.
That's
okay.
it.
Yep. Yeah,
That's
we
what
use
it
the
was.
butter to sweat it out
And
with.
it is
And then a little more
And
time.
then lastly, we've got, while we've got time on our hands, we'll just go ahead.
You no
and
longer
add a
have time on your hands.
We'll add a little bit of time, and that
That's
guy's
it.
roasting.
Okay.
We're gonna let that infuse. Let that do its
And then
thing.
show us how to slice this
Yeah.
perfectly.
So we'll show you the breakdown of the bird. So what we're gonna do first off is just take off our twine. So we got our butcher's twine. We'll just go ahead and reduce that. There we go. And then what I like to do oftentimes is I'll take the breast off and I'll take the
Yep.
thigh off. You also have the wishbone, right? The wishbone's right there. That's kind of
Okay.
like the most important thing you want to watch out for. I'm gonna go ahead and take the leg off first.
Interesting.
Which
Okay.
oftentimes, one of my favorite things about roasting a chicken is you get the cook's guts when you're in the kitchen. We got
Yeah.
this little guy right there. That's the oyster. One of my favorite parts. I don't know if you want to give that a little whirl.
No, why
Give
not?
that a go. While we're in here in the kitchen.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, best part. right?
Brining a chicken changes everything.
Right? It's
Look
so
how
good.
juicy this bird is.
Oh
Look how
my
moist
goodness.
it is.
Incredible.
Yeah, my chicken always comes out so dry.
This is
Yeah.
next level.
Brining is for the birds, It's for the birds.
Literally.
It's for the birds. So for right now,
You gotta
that was
feel
it.
this.
We
Let's
took this guy off. We took this guy off. If you want, you can break this down again and you just go right through that particular bone right there. And now we get fancy with it.
Okay.
We also have our roasted carrots over here.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Now,
The
as you
carrots, I don't peel these or anything. I just
Okay.
wash them, a little bit of a scrubby, leave the skin on, and it's amazing. The most amazing carrots you'll ever have.
How do I plate
Absolutely
this? Should I
delicious.
put these over here?
Yeah, let's do a little sauce.
Deb, you go ahead and plate that. I want to ask the chef here about his new restaurant.
No, it's perfect. You're doing a fantastic job.
We talked about Wolf, of course, which is everybody loves. I want to ask you about Tacos Lobos, your new restaurant.
So
What
the
can people
newest
expect?
restaurant. Yeah, so the thing about Tacos Lobos, all my cuisine is always inspired through my travels, through my family and all sorts of different things.
Wow.
But I've been recently spending a lot of time in Mexico. Love Mexico. Took a couple trips down there to Oaxaca and also to Merida, and was just blown away by the food, the culture, everything. Came back and I was like, we live in LA, let's open up a taco joint. We did it. It's a great
Good for
neighborhood
you.
restaurant. Everybody,
What a
we
great
got
idea.
coaching
All right,
to the
man.
deal. We're gonna go ahead and do our little breast like so. We do a little.
It is so good. I know. Look, we've all finished.
Mustard frill.
Scraping.
Little bit of
It's real. It's legit.
We're all
everybody.
done.
voila.
It's legit.
Voila.
Right, is that the sauce?
Deb, I
Where's the
hope you're
mushroom
hungry.
sauce? Do we put that on?
'Cause
Yeah,
you're not
it's on
gonna-
there. It's on there. We
You're
got
not
it.
going to be able to have just one bite there, Deb.
Here you go, chef.
Okay, thank you.
You guys enjoy. Have a bite of that, Chef. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here and taking us through this beautiful journey.
Plate Club.
You get applause. Yes, it's this is a whole clean plate club over here, Deb. What do you think about that?